So I spend a lot of time talking to my audience through Chat Talent, the businesses I consult with on HR technology, about HR technology, clearly. One thing we are kind of all getting to the point of agreeing on now is that HR tech is a few years behind technology that other functions are using, whether it's kind of sales and marketing or finance or wherever. And the reasons for that are often multitude. It's where where the money gets spent and investment goes, etc. What can the world of HR and HR technology do to kind of catch up with other functions in your mind?
It's a fascinating question. I think that the hardest thing about what we do in our company, and so I think this is my view is this is true of all HR tech, is not just for us, is that we are a business to consumer product. So most HR technology is bought or procured by a company on behalf of its end users. And that's actually it's complicated. The needs of the different parties are different. What the technology is supposed to do to serve those different parties is different. And so the challenges of HR tech are similar to the challenges that all B2B software faces, which is generally at the beginning of that industry, the suppliers did a better job of serving the needs of the company procurers than they did the end users. Yeah. So this is what results in us being forced to take e-learning modules that we feel that add no value to us, but are there because they satisfy the needs of the company. A box gets ticked, I think, and there's actually obviously a role for that. Like those are important things. So what we found, our approach to this, which is I think true of the best of HR tech as well, is that you have to take the consumer first approach. So you have to say, what's the occasion of usage for this product? So in our case, we'd say the busiest time of day is commute time. When a user uses Hive Learning, the app, during their commute time, what are their alternatives? And their alternatives are the 62 other things that they have on their phone, all of which they give like 9 seconds of attention to, or 3 before they decide whether to do it anymore. So when you think of that as your challenge, then you naturally solve mobile first. And obviously the challenging thing is you can't not serve if we didn't serve the company needs, the buyer needs, then we would never get bought, we wouldn't have a business. And there are some great examples now of companies like Slack who have succeeded in building their business very much of bottom-up adoption into companies. I think it's pretty problematic because it's creating this sort of grey shadow world of IT inside an organisation where now suddenly I, as the person responsible for information security, don't know where most of my employees are spending most of their messaging time. So I don't think every HR tech product can take the Slack approach, but if you think of the Slack approach as build a product that employees will love to use, and then add to that the layer of things that the company needs. So and obviously security, hosting, GDPR, these are all things that companies who serve large enterprises don't get to choose whether or not they do. They just have to do them. But those are the table stakes, right? And so I think all the best stuff we've done is when we've managed to bring a really great consumer experience on top of something that works well for the company. And that's when we look at a lot of other HR tech products out there, that's the opportunity, is to come at it that way. So, what the Apple Watch or Duolingo for language learning, these are the sorts of products we find inspiring for how we can build a really great learning experience, not the traditional world of the lonely learning management system and everything that's come to represent. So I think we're all at somewhere down that spectrum of transition and change. In some sense, we're lucky because we're a company that's a few years old. We hail from that mobile first era, and people who come to work for us are people who are passionate about technology, not learning systems, and we're trying to get the best of both.
Excellent.